This has serious implications for the New York Yankees. We thought they were dead in the water, and something clicked for them last night. This is the recipe for them going forward, and maybe they can make it a series after tonight's game. So we'll break that down and much more on this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Welcome in, everybody, to 3 Up, 3 Down. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, and today we're going to be breaking down the wonderful Game 4 performance by the New York Yankees. They didn't hear no bell. They are back in the series. It's still lopsided in the favor of the Los Angeles Dodgers, but there's a chance. There is hope for the Yankees to claw their way back in with Gerrit Cole taking the mound today. But before we break it down, I want to let you know that a large percentage of you watching are not subscribed to the channel. So go ahead, hit that sub button. It'd mean the world to me. But let's get straight into it. Let's not waste any time. And the story that I'm focusing on here, the story that has serious implications going forward for the New York Yankees, is the bottom of the lineup who had themselves a day yesterday. Specifically, Anthony Volpe, who hit the big blow, the grand slam off of Daniel Hudson, and just, it was the Volpe game. Simply put, it was the Anthony Volpe show yesterday. The shortstop was great defensively. He came up with a couple of big hits. He was stealing bases. He was wreaking havoc on the base pass. He did it all last night for the Yankees, and it was great. The hometown kid really been struggling in this series. He needed to have a moment, and that he did last night. Austin Wells, very solid as well, came up with a couple of huge hits last night. And then Alex Verdugo, kind of the unsung hero, guy who hit the home run in Game 3, hasn't really been talked about too much. He's been touted as a guy who can do something, but hasn't really done anything of substance thus far for the Yankees. What does he do last night? Works an amazing at-bat to drive in that insurance run. He was making the pitchers work. He was being a pest at the bottom of that order and then turning it over to Gleyber Torres and the rest of the big boppers in the Yankees lineup. Of course, the recipe for them is to have their big boppers be their big boppers. And I'm talking about Gleyber Torres, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge. And by the way, it was fantastic to see Aaron Judge finally get a hit yesterday. He's back in the hit column, and I think that was the best silver lining that New York could have gone home with yesterday. They wanted to win the game, of course. They wanted to extend the series, but having their MVP, having their superstar hitter, the guy who is touted as the best offensive player in the game of baseball, having him get a hit in line drive fashion, get on base, kind of see some of those pressures wilt away, I think that was huge for the Yankees going forward. This is the blueprint for them. They got to try to out-hit the Dodgers, which is obviously easier said than done when Freddie Freeman is setting records and doing stuff that we have never seen before in a World Series. When Shohei Ohtani is arguably the greatest player that these two eyes have ever seen, it is hard to be better than the Los Angeles Dodgers, but they were last night, and they got to find a way to do it 3 more times if they want to win the World Series and shock the world and come back from a 3-0 deficit. Let's take a look here at what Alex Verdugo had to say about Anthony Volpe's grand slam. Dream come true for him, man. I mean, a hometown kid hitting a grand slam in Game 4 of a must-win game. That guy, he's serious and really cares about this team. Now, we saw Volpe yesterday. He was diving all over the place. He was putting his body on the line and making sure that the Yankees were not going to go home with a sweep yesterday. Shout out to that guy, man. He's been having a rough season, started in the leadoff spot for the Yankees, and if he can find a groove in the bottom of the order, I think that is huge going forward for New York. And take a look here, the outlook for tonight's game. New York finally showed up, ambushed Los Angeles, and saved its season. The Yankees scored more runs and had more extra base hits in Game 4 than they had the first 3 games combined. Game 5 is Wednesday. Gerrit Cole versus Jack Flaherty. Now, I don't know how many of you are hockey fans that are watching these videos, but we saw it in the Stanley Cup Final last season. We saw the Edmonton Oilers go down 3-0. They didn't give up. They did not give in to the Florida Panthers, who ultimately won the Stanley Cup Final, but they forced a Game 7. They gave themselves a chance to win that game, and ultimately it didn't happen. They got unlucky in Game 7, but they were able to force that ultimate deciding game, which is what the Yankees are trying to do right now. You're trying to go one game at a time, of course, but you always have it in the back of your head that we got to win tonight. We got to win tonight, and we got to force the next game. So I look at this, and the Yankees, I want them to do this. I want them to force Game 7 because I am not ready for the baseball season to be over, and I just think it would be great for the game. I really do. So if Anthony Volpe can keep doing what he's doing at the bottom of the order, if Austin Wells can keep doing what he's doing, if Alex Verdugo can keep being a pest and work those long at-bats and force the Dodger pitching staff to throw a lot before they face the top of the order, that is the recipe for success. There's no doubt about that. And again, Aaron Judge, he's going to be crucial going forward in the next game and the games after that if they're able to force a Game 6. But him getting a hit, I think that is huge. That's huge for his confidence. It's huge for the confidence of the group overall because they rally behind him. They know that he's the captain. They know that they go as far as he takes them. And if Aaron Judge can step up, that is going to be massive for the New York Yankees going forward. And Freddie Freeman, I want to give a quick shout out to him because I've been seeing a lot of stories about his upbringing and the fact that he almost lost both parents by the time he was 12 years old. And his dad was there to witness the walk-off grand slam in Game 1. His dad has been by his side the entire time and throwing him batting practice in the offseason. It's great to see that. And as a Canadian myself, I have huge respect for Freddie Freeman, who always puts the Canada sweater on with great pride and always represents the country that his parents were born in. So shout out to Freddie Freeman, who has homered in 6 consecutive games. Truly unbelievable. He's the first player to ever do that in World Series history. And if the Dodgers win, when they win, in my opinion, because I do believe that they are going to get the job done at some point here, Freddie Freeman will be the World Series MVP. And he is the first player in MLB history to hit home runs in 6 consecutive World Series games, dating back to his last appearance in the Fall Classic. So just great stuff out of him. Very humble guy. Obviously playing on a bum ankle right now, and he's giving it everything that he has. He beat out a fielder's choice yesterday. He eliminated the double play. He's running on a hobbled ankle. This guy is doing it all for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and on a team that features Mookie Betts, who's an MVP winner, Shohei Ohtani, who's an MVP winner, Teoscar Hernandez, who had a great regular season. It is Freddie Freeman who is setting himself apart from all of those big-time names, all of those marquee superstars, and it's great to see. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. The Dodgers are not an easy team to root for, but Freddie Freeman is a very easy player, very easy superstar to root for and hope that good things happen to him. But that'll wrap it up for this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win tonight's ball game. I think the New York Yankees are going to force a Game 6, and then ultimately the Dodgers get the job done in Los Angeles. They wrap it up in front of their home crowd, and I think I'd be okay with that. I would make peace with the fact that we got a 6-game World Series, but we all want to see a Game 7. We all want to see the clash of the Titans and these two teams go at it. There's still a lot of work to be done on the New York side of things, if that's going to happen. But let me know in the comments down below who is going to take this and in how many games. And again, guys, thank you so much for the support that we received on previous videos. And thank you to Baseball Town as well for sponsoring this channel. Would not be possible without them. So check them out today. They're your one-stop shop for everything that you need baseball or softball related. Check out their website, baseballtown.ca, to get geared up with the best possible bats, batting gloves, cleats, gloves. They got you covered. The best equipment at the most competitive prices. Check them out today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Let's hope the Yankees force a Game 6.